Good day, beautiful people. Welcome back to POVPolitics, your go-to source for what? Unfiltered political news coverage. You're hanging with your host, Shay, and today we're diving into a major new executive order signed by President Trump on April 23rd this year. It's called Restoring Equality of Opportunity and Meritocracy. But what's actually inside of this order, and what are the arguments both for and against it? First, we need to know what is in this executive order and what it really means, right? So they're saying that it's going to eliminate the use of disparate impact theory from federal enforcement. It's also going to revoke previous presidential approval that allows disparate impact liabilities to be used under civil rights laws, like Title VI and Title VII. The EO claims it's going to restore colorblind, merit-based systems, treating every citizen as an individual, not part of a radical group. President Trump's administration argues that disparate impact rules force businesses and schools into radical balance, even when no discrimination was intended. They say that this punishes merit and creates reverse discrimination. Supporters say that this restores true equality under the law, focusing on effort, skill, and merit, not race or gender quotas. They argue that the intentional discrimination should be the only standard for civil rights enforcement, that the Constitution guarantees individual rights, not group-based outcome. But of course, there's some major pushback. Critics argue that this guts important civil rights protection, that disparate impact theory was key to fighting hidden barriers like housing policies, hiring tests, and school funding that looked neutral but hurt minorities disproportionately. They warned this order could make it almost impossible to prove systemic discrimination unless there's direct, obvious racism. Here's the bigger picture. This fight isn't just about one executive order, it's about competing versions of equality. One side believes equality is equal treatment, and any focus on group outcomes threaten merit and fairness. The other side believes equality means equal opportunity and real-world outcome and ignores the impacts maintained by injustice. Both sides invoke fairness, both sides claim to defend the American people, but they have sharply different ideas of how to get there. So my point of view is going to be a little biased, and I believe it's for good reason. As a black woman who has faced her fair share of bias incidents within the workplace, I have some real concerns. I've worked in a male-dominant space my whole entire career. I'm a plumber by trade with over 17 years of experience. And in my state, the black population is a whopping 1.93% compared to a 76.62% of our white population. So, with that being said, civil rights laws that protect people like me aren't just important, baby, they are essential. No matter how skilled and well-rounded I am in my craft, when cuts come around, I'm often the first one out the door. Yet when it's time to hire to meet their diversity quota or claim tax benefits, they're quick to bring me in, right? This is where I see a double-edged sword, where we absolutely need equal opportunity, but it must be blended with a true merit-based system too. Because let's be real, the good old boy club is still alive and well. Tom, Billy, and John are still likely to get hired or promoted first unless there are policies put in place to protect people like Ashonda, Hernandez, or Sergey. So, a long time ago, I made a decision I would be my own token. I refuse to let anyone use me as a checkbox or push a fake narrative they didn't even believe in, right? So, where did you land? Is ending disparate impact enforcement a return to fairness or a hard rollback to our protection? Thank you for spending your time with me. It's Shay from POVPolitics. Remember to love instead of hate, and always get your facts straight. Until next time, see you later.